4 myths, 4 lies that people say and some people believe about wealthy people. Number 1, they're brilliant. They have an inordinate amount of brain power. In other words, their GPAs are all 4.2. Not true. Not true.
We already heard that this hour. Yep. 2.7 in there.
Yeah, we got a 2 under 3 and 1 4.0. The typical millionaire, the typical person we talk to that is wealthy, has around a 3.0 GPA if they remember it.
Is that like just straight average? Is that kind of a B?
Right at the 3.2, something like that. Right in there is what we find. We didn't actually study that in the Ramsey Millionaire study. That's just from us hanging out with millionaires for many years now. I find over and over and over again, you really can't be dumb. I mean, like have a 1.0 GPA, like you played beer pong the whole time or something. You can't be dumb and typically build wealth. You generally have to have some level of intellect, some ability
some IQ
to
and EQ
critical
helps.
Thinking skills, ability to stick with something, ability to think through something. But it does not require that you're a genius, which means I have a chance. So you're saying there's a chance, right? Dumb and Dumber quotes.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. But, yeah, I'm saying there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance. There is very, sadly, while intellect, a level of intellect is there, the other thing we find is not a necessary level of education completed, although we find a large number have college degrees. But what we do find is they're almost all lifetime learners. Like our last one, Donna, 66 years old with $9 million.
Oh, yeah.
She continued to go back and get degrees because she started in a dead-end job making nothing, looking around at 55-year-old broke women going, I'm going to be one of them. I don't want to be one of them. So what'd she do? She just kept learning. And even when she got a divorce, what'd she do? She went and bought a condemned house. I don't know how to fix it up, but I think I can figure it out.
Figure it out.
Continual learner. Always reading, always growing, always learning, always putting something new in their cap. How many books have you read since the first of the year? I've completed 3 nonfiction books this month. I'm on a roll. I don't usually do that many a month, but I'm on a roll right now, and I've got a great nonfiction. Jack Carr's new one's laying on there. A fiction book. I'm sorry, it's a great one. And then I've got a nonfiction laying on my desk right now that I'm getting ready to start too. And I'm just going to tear into them. I find everything I want in a book. Reading. So I see that a lot with millionaires. They, yes, I admit it, I watched Tiger King, but I also read, okay? And so I have to offset my brain.
The real admission
the brain cells
is that you liked it.
killed watching Tiger King have to be replenished by reading. So that's it. So, yeah, I mean, we all do some things we regret in
It was
this life.
2020. It was a tough year for all of us.
It was a hard year. It was a very hard year for a lot of Tigers. And so...
well, my favorite stat in there was that 97% of the millionaires believe they control their destiny. I went, that is profound. Because most people...
And 69% of the public does.
Yeah. So comparatively to the general public, there's a high correlation of, I believe I can do it.
Yeah.
If you think you can, you think you can't, you're right.
And here's one of the ones that I think is so classic. It fits with this envy and jealousy culture that we're building, which is kind of a core tenet of socialism, right? I have to envy someone. I have to hate someone's success. I have to be jealous of someone's success. And this one falls in that bucket. All wealthy people are crooks because that's known way to become wealthy. You have to be crooked. And the weird thing is, I've met thousands and thousands of millionaires, 30 years doing this, and I have met over 50 in person, had conversations with them, billionaires. Now that's 1,000 million. And out of those billionaires, I only know 2 of them that I can remember that are complete butts. They were complete, and if I named them, you would know them. I mean, they're that kind of butt. And they're like famous butts. That's
those
what
are the best kind.
Yeah. And so, but the rest of them are some of the nicest people on the planet. Because this is a truth broken logic. Okay, the logic of this says you rip people off to get money. The problem with that is that when you rip someone off, word gets around. And the next one is harder to rip off. And then word gets around. And the next one's even harder to rip off. So you're running a business, let's just call it a car repair place, and you don't repair someone's car and you overcharge them. You rip them off. So if that's you and you get ripped off by the car repair guy, what do? You tell all your friends. Stay away from him.
Put it on Facebook. Yeah, don't go there.
Stay away from this guy. He's a crook, right?
Leave a bad review.
Yeah. And pretty soon the guy's out of business. He's not wealthy. But if the guy takes really good care of you, you go in and he goes, hey, he spends about 5 minutes fixing your car and goes, oh, it's just one little thing here. He turns the screw and, what do I owe you, buddy? Nothing. Just remember me when you have a real car repair and tell your friends. Well, guess what you do? You remember him when you have a real car repair and you tell your friends. And you look up 10 years later and the guy's got shops in 5 cities. And he's worth about $10 million. Because all he did was honestly repair someone's car a lot. That's all he did. And he's got a net worth of $5 or $10 million. They're all over the place. So it turns out the best way to become wealthy is high integrity, is what the actual critical thinking leads us to believe, versus ripping people off. So this idea that, oh, the rich people are crooks, all that means is you're a small-minded, jealous person who doesn't know how life works. That doesn't say anything about rich people. It says something about you when you say stuff like that.
The logic doesn't make sense, because if they get wealthy, that automatically makes them a crook based on their own logic.
Well, that means you wouldn't want to get wealthy. That's the person that's saying that. I wouldn't want to be rich because all those rich people are bad people. And it's quite the opposite. Most of them are really good people who've helped a lot of people. That's how they became wealthy. You know, and I've noticed this about us. No one was pissed off when I sold $10 books helping people get out of debt out of the trunk of my car, and I helped 10 people. And I sold 10 books making $10. Nobody was mad. But now that I've sold 20 million of them, Dave Ramsey got rich on the backs of poor people. No, I helped more people than I did when I was doing it in the trunk of my car. A lot more people got help now.
And they gave you certificates of appreciation.
Now, because of scale, I'm automatically evil. All that means is you're an idiot if you say stuff like that. That's all that means. And that's not me being defensive. It's just your critical thinking skills suck when you do that. I mean, you're just exposing yourself. It's just bad.